evening, Phoenix. Are you ready for some roller derby? That sounds awesome. Welcome to the Hall of Dames. The Arizona Derby Dames are the only league offering you fast-paced bank track roller derby in Arizona.
I'm Kills Bill. These teams are geared up, ready to go. The first bout tonight is a battle between our Minor Assaults Leprechauns Mashup team and our Minor Assaults Gold Diggers Mashup team. Bout 2 of the night will feature our adult mashup teams, Leprechauns versus the Gold Diggers as well. Some ground rules before we get started. Please, no whistling as it interrupts the game. Please keep in mind, when in line for the bathroom, the skaters take priority. They've got to get back onto the track. For the safety of our skaters and yourself, please keep your body parts on the outside of the track. Keep them outside of that yellow line painted on the ground there. And also, this is a friendly reminder that unless you are actively eating and drinking, your mask must be on your face, covering both your nose and your mouth. With that said, let's get this show rolling.
Okay, Derby fans, we'd like to direct your attention up to the video screens. We have a video about tryouts for the Arizona Derby Dames we'd like you to take a peek at.
All right, Derby fans, taking the track now, the Minor Assaults black and white teams. All right, Derby fans, skating tonight for your white and gold Gold Diggers. Number 669, Nikki Badass. Number 12, Maximum Overdrive. Number 125, Pinky Die. Number 13, she's Hugs and Stitches. 174 is Slam Francisco. 2011 is Razor Cat. Number 300, Dolly Spartan. Number 444 is Zippy Hippie. 626, Remy Ruckus. 666, Witchy. Number 96, All of You Die. Your co-captain, number 8, Karma. And the captain of the Gold Diggers, number 25, Black Eyed Please.
Now, skating for the team in black with green accents this evening, it's the Leprechauns. Number 67, Chingadora. Number 1184, Kitty Joe. Number 145, Taylor Terror. Number 15, Black Mamba. Number 1212, Bonnie Banshee. Number 17, Killer Kyle. Number 213, Militia. Number 34, Pretty Hurt Machine. Number 495, Sally Slayer. Number 531, Princess Jaws. Number 616, Aunt Tifa. Number 808, Bully Eilish. Number 925, Evil Twin. And your captain of the Leprechauns this evening, number 19, Socks. Helping the team on their bench tonight are Al Annihilate, Cryptic Callie, and Novocaine. Derby fans, please rise for the national anthem. Tonight's national anthem singer is Karen Chittleborough. Karen is a local actress and singer who's been singing professionally with the Old School Stars and the Diamondiques over the years. She's also involved with a community choir called the Cactus Tones. Karen is a seasonal scare actor at the 13th Floor Haunted House for the past 3 years and is currently directing a play on Clapper, a social media app, as Diva Las Vegas.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Derby fans, be sure to visit the Arizona Derby Dames merch booth to get your favorite league and team merchandise. We have t-shirts, tank tops, hats, koozies, as well as stickers and buttons of your favorite team. Hey, that's also where you can get your souvenir cup for the night. I gave up souvenir cups for Lent. All right, Derby fans, looks like we got all of you die out there to jam for the Gold Diggers.
And Princess Jaws for the Leprechauns.
Olive working her way to the front of the pack, dives down low. Finds herself trapped behind a wall there at the top side. 2 players to go. Princess Jaws still at the back of the pack. Olive squeezing her way past 2 last defenders, gets out, your lead jammer. Pack slows down in turn 4 here. Back to where they started from. Princess Jaws trying to get through the line there. Olive Udai setting up her scoring pass. Olive trying the high side, working her way through the pack there on the back side of the track. Princess Jaws gets out in turn 3 though. that's that jam.
Full 5 points on the board for the Gold Diggers there in the first jam. The Gold Diggers are going to send Hugs and Stitches to the line.
That's Sally Slayer out there for the Leprechauns.
And Stitches shakes her way through the pack. Took a second, was tripped up there coming out of the pack, but up on her skates and is your lead jammer for the Gold Diggers. Coming out of the pack is Sally Slayer, now half a track behind. Will try to keep the damage to one scoring pass for Hugs and Stitches, who crashes into the rail in the far turn, gets through the pack and calls off the jam. Antifa. No, not Antifa. That's Mamba, isn't it? That's Mamba. Mamba's not. They have the wrong number on there. Mamba's not 15. Mamba's 16. Stepping up to the jammer line for the Leprechauns is number 16, Black Mamba.
That's Karma out there for the Gold Diggers. Karma busting their way out to the front of the pack early on the jam, gets out. Mamba dancing with Olive and Nikki Badass up there in turn 2.
Karma now catching up to the pack. And she's forced off onto the infield by those back blockers for the Leprechauns. Mamba out of the pack now coming around. Mamba able to catch up to the pack there. We'll have to see if she was able to score any points. 3 points for Mamba there in the back end. 4 points for the other jammer, Karma, for the Gold Diggers. That's the first points for the Leprechauns. It's 13-3 Gold Diggers as we head into the next jam.
Gold Diggers sending Black Eyed Please out there to jam.
And your jammer for the Leprechauns,
Kitty Joe.
Kitty Joe. Mashup bouts are fun. There's so many kinds of numbers.
And so many different names.
There goes Black Eyed Please, your lead jammer for the Gold Diggers, out of the pack and coming around on a scoring attempt with Kitty Joe still mid-pack for the Leprechauns. Sox throwing a full body block in front of Black Eyed Please. And Kitty Joe out of the pack for the Leprechauns now. Black Eyed Please finishes her scoring pass and calls it off.
All right, taking the track for the Gold Diggers for the first time. It's Pinky Dye out there to jam.
Looks like we've got our first power jam of the bout. It's going to be Pinky Dye all by herself on the jammer line for the Gold Diggers after a penalty was assessed. No. Yes. Princess Jaws just came back, but without her jammer star, so she's now in the blocking pack. It is, in fact, a power jam for the Gold Diggers here, so a chance to build on their lead with them having the only opportunity to score during this 1 minute jam. Before we get to it, though, we're going to take a commercial timeout. I mean an official timeout.
So speaking of commercials, Lost Dutchman Tattoo is a tattoo shop specializing in various styles, from realism to traditional. You can also customize your own tattoo. Walk-ins are accepted. The shop is located at 4121 North 19th Avenue. That's the east side of 19th Avenue, north of Indian School Road. Lost Dutchman Tattoo.
Hey, be sure to visit the Arizona Derby Dame Snack Bar this evening to grab a cold beverage or snack. All proceeds go back to the league, and your support is greatly appreciated. All right, back to the action. Pinky Dye on the jammer line for the Gold Diggers by herself. Power jam for the Gold Diggers.
Slow pack coming through turn one. Pinky Dye out there. Pinky Dye using the whole track, getting by on that jam.
30 seconds left on the power jam clock. Pinky Dye now second scoring pass. Racing a blocker to the corner and able to get that blocker out of play. Finishes off the second scoring pass, coming around for thirds.
Militia out there trying to slow down Pinky Dye for a second.
Just a few seconds left on the clock, and that's going to run out as I say it. So 3 full scoring passes. That'll be 15 points on the board for the Gold Diggers during that power jam.
Here comes Killer Kyle for the Leprechauns out there. Zippy Hippie on the line right now for the Gold Diggers.
White 15.
Zippy Hippie dives to the low and gets right out off of the jammer line. Not wasting any time there.
Sox trying to sneak by along the inside and gets dumped on the infield. The Zippy Hippie weaves her way through the pack, stays on her skates, and finishes off the scoring pass. Sox still not out, again to her knees on the infield by the blockers. Sox is out the front of the pack. Zippy Hippie has finished off another scoring pass and is going to make a game of trying to catch up to Sox here. Realizes she's not going to get there and calls off the jam. On the jammer line for the Gold Diggers is number 666. That's Witchy.
That's Black Mamba back out there for the Leprechauns. Mamba pushing her way to the front of the pack there on the high side right now. Getting a little help from her Antifa. Oh, and taken into the rail. And even after getting taken into the rail, gets to the front of the pack. Both jammers get out. Got a jammer race getting to the back of the pack.
Black Mama tries to slide in sideways and maybe pick up a point or two on the back end. 1 point. Black Mamba's efforts result in a point there. So able to pull a point out of that mess for Black Mamba. Now up to the jammer line, Sally Slayer for the Leprechauns.
Hugs and stitches out there for the Gold Diggers again. Slayer and Stitches. Sounds like a law firm on the side of a bus.
Hugs and Stitches, your lead jammer for the Gold Diggers.
Black is not out. Black's still not out. Black's still not out. Black's out, not lead.
And Sally Slayer exits the pack as well for the Leprechauns. Hugs and Stitches now on a scoring pass. Gets through the pack and calls it off.
I see Dolly Spartan out there for the Gold Diggers.
And we've got Princess Jaws for the Leprechauns.
Princess Jaws sees some daylight down on the bottom of the track and gets out. Dolly Spartan hot on her tail, though. And a jammer change in turn one right before hitting the back of the pack. Dolly Spartan takes over the jam, calls it off. No team scored any points on that jam.
That's going to be Militia out there for the Leprechauns.
Black Eyed Please out there again for the Gold Diggers. This is Militia's first time on the jammer line tonight. Militia up front right now, working against Nikki Badass, Witchy. That allows Black Eyed Please to skate out on the low. Gets out as your lead jammer. Militia takes a knee in the middle of the pack, is able to get out, get past Nikki Badass in turn one. Black Eyed Please able to skate through on the low, calls off the jam. Black Eyed Please taking 4 points and gonna go home.
And that is going to take us up to our first quarter break. Your score right now, Gold Diggers 54, Leprechauns 4. And we will reconvene in 5 minutes with some more action for you.
All right, Derby fans, get those orange raffle tickets out right now. I got an orange raffle ticket here. If you've got number 786 410, you're a winner. Come over here and collect your prize. It's the orange raffle tickets for prizes 786 410. Come on down. I don't see anybody run down here just yet, so let's call it out one more time. Orange raffle tickets. You remember those orange raffle tickets that you just bought about 5 or 6 minutes ago? Hey, there we go. We have a winner. All right, Derby fans. Got a little bit of merch giving out here on the track. All right, mini Derby fans, put your hands together, give a little cheer. I see Kennedy out there running around the track. Put your hands together and win a prize, or there you go, hand delivered. All right, roller derby fans, back to the action. All of you die out there on the jammer line for the Gold Diggers.
And Black Mamba for the Leprechauns.
Olive dives down low, gets out as your lead jammer. Mamba still working her way through the back of the pack. Got some help up front, trying to clear the way. I see Dora out there trying to clear the way for Mamba. Mamba able to escape out in turn 3 as Olive You Die starts to set up her scoring pass. Cuts through the pack and calls off the jam. That's Evil Twin out there on the jammer line for the Leprechauns.
That's Pinky Die out there, number 125, jamming for the Gold Diggers.
First time out there for Evil Twin jamming tonight.
Pinky Die dashing along the outside rail and quickly to the front of the pack, your lead jammer for the Gold Diggers. And there's Evil Twin getting out of the pack for the Leprechauns as well. Big collision there at the entrance to the back straightaway, and Pinky Die taking advantage of that to emerge from the pack. Gets her points and calls off the jam. We've got Zippy Hippie on the jammer line for the Gold Diggers this time.
Princess Jaws out there trying the low side, jamming for the Gold Digger, jamming for the Leprechauns. Princess Jaws trying to catch up to the pack real quick right now. The pack picking up speed coming into turn 3.
And Princess Jaws navigating through as much of the pack as she could before calling it off, with Zippy Hippie closing in on the back end. Zippy Hippie, no points. Princess Jaws, 2 points. The Leprechauns able to get some points on the board here in the second quarter. Sally Slayer to the jammer line for the Leprechauns now.
I get to see a rerun of this jam. Here comes Hugs and Stitches again. Stitches and Slayer back out there. Stitches takes a knee into the infield. Little pile up before turn 1. Sally Slayer gets knocked off the track in between turns. Both jammers back in the pack trying to work their way through, trying to get out. Sally Slayer gets directed to the infield from Dolly Spartan. Hugs and Stitches doing battle with Bon Bon and Evil Twin at the front of the pack, but able to get out in turn one. She's your lead jammer right now.
Black still not out. Black still not out.
Sally Slayer doing battle with Remy Ruckus and Dolly Spartan. Gets out though, but Stitches gets through the pack and calls off the jam.
Wait, 3.
3 points for Hugs and Stitches there. Black Mamba to the jammer line for the Leprechauns.
And that's Olive out there for the Gold Diggers.
We have a power jam. It's going to be Black Mamba on the jammer line all by herself for the Leprechauns. Penalty assessed to Hugs and Stitches in that previous jam. So Black Mamba out there all by herself. Rapidly failing number on the back of her jersey, but we know who she is. The Gold Diggers' defensive wall has done well to stay together at the front of the pack and not allow one of them to get trapped behind. Now the Leprechauns trying to play some more active offense for their jammer. Just 5 seconds left on the power jam clock. Black Mamba still mired in the middle of the pack. It's a good defensive effort by the Gold Diggers, denying the power jam for the Leprechauns. 4 points picked up by Black Mamba there on that scoring pass.
I see Kitty Joe out there for the Leprechauns.
Black Eyed Please for the Gold Diggers.
Black Eyed Please working her way to the front of the pack there. Gets by Evil Twin, gets out at the same time as... We got a jammer race going on right now.
Black Eyed Please able to draw ahead in the race. Tries to get past a couple of people and calls off the jam.
Black 0. 2 white.
2 points picked up there by Black Eyed Please. Princess Jaws to the jammer line for the Leprechauns.
That's your co-captain Karma out there for the Gold Diggers. Karma dives down to the low, stuck in some traffic there. Princess Jaws stuck up on the high side by the rail. And like that, Karma gets out between turns 3 and 4.
Princess Jaws resetting from the back of the pack again, still trying to find her way through. Meanwhile, finishing off a scoring pass is Karma. With 12 seconds left on the jam clock, she'll try to come around for some more. Princess Jaws able to get out of the pack for the Leprechauns. And the clock expires on the jam just before Karma can get back around to the pack. 5 points for Karma there during the jam. However, Karma's being parked in the penalty box. We've got a penalty on Karma in the previous jam. That means this is going to be a power jam for the Leprechauns. That's going to be Bully Eilish on the jammer line for the first time for the Leprechauns this evening to do the power jam.
Bully Eilish has a chance to put some points on the board. A little bit of a thinner pack in front of her. And as I say, that gets tied up with Black Eyed Please right now. But she's able to dive to the low and get out. Pack comes to a standstill on the backside of the track. Antifa trying to make some room for Billie Eilish to get by, to get out of this pack.
Now Billie Eilish dealing with those front blockers. Zippy Hippie and Dolly Spartan on the front of the pack, but Billie able to duck behind a blocker and get out of the pack to complete the scoring pass.
Princess Jaws back out there for the Leprechauns, and we get a timeout.
It's an official timeout. Regulators were already assembled there in the infield talking about that previous jam, so they're going to take a second to talk it over just a little further. 1:10 to go until halftime.
Hey, Derby fans, if you can't make it to a Bout in person, it's no problem. We've got live stream tickets for you to watch from home. Visit our Facebook event page for those links the week of each bout and get access to our live stream. Shout out to all of you watching on our live stream. Thank you for supporting our league from home.
Copper Star Coffee is a locally owned coffee shop and cafe providing hand-blended drinks and award-winning baked goods. Visit them on the southwest corner of 7th Avenue and Heatherbrae. That's just north of Indian School on 7th Avenue, right in the midst of the Melrose Curve for delicious coffee, tea, muffins, and their incredible homemade bagels every day.
I had a bagel this morning.
All right, back to the action. Once again, that is Princess Jaws, as Bill already told you, and Hugs and Stitches still out there for the Gold Diggers.
Lots of penalties there on this, sitting out on this jam. Makes it a real thin pack. Stitcher's able to get out as your lead jammer.
Jaws made a run for it, but gets bumped off the track by Nikki Badaz. Jaws back up now, and there's help. Excellent help from her blocker on the front end there, holding up Nikki. And lets Jaws get free of the pack. Hugs and Stitches out as well. Hugs and Stitches wanted that extra jammer point, and she's not done. Heading back to the pack, and she'll see if she goes ahead and calls it off once she gets a look at the defensive alignment.
Stitches doing the math on how many of her own players she's got to pass before getting points, and just decided it wasn't worth it.
So we'll have one last jam before halftime. That's going to be Zippy Hippie for the Gold Diggers.
That's Killer Kyle out there for the Leprechauns. Some Killer Kyle fans out there in the audience. Dolly directs Kyle out to the infield on this one. Zippy Hippie trying the high side, tied up with Antifa in the corner.
And Militia is out of play. Zippy Hippie out of the pack, your lead jammer for the Gold Diggers. Killer Kyle still fighting their way through the pack. Zippy Hippie now catching up from behind on her first scoring attempt.
Zippy Hippie still working the way through the back of the pack, knocked at the infield once again.
And the clock expires on that jam as both jammers were mired mid-pack. 4 points up on the board for the Gold Diggers there to close out the scoring in the first half. So as we take a step aside from the action, right now your score, Gold Diggers 81, Leprechauns 15.
20.
All right, Derby fans, I got an orange raffle ticket winner here. Orange raffle ticket number 786414. Orange raffle ticket 786414. You're a winner. Come on up here to the announcer's booth and collect your prize. Got a t-shirt giveaway. Put your hands together. Get yourself a free t-shirt. All right, get that orange raffle ticket out. I got another orange raffle ticket winner here. If you're number 786468, 786468, I got a prize for you. Orange raffle tickets. Get your orange raffle tickets. Hey now, 786468.
folks, we are back to the Derby action. It is the beginning of the second half. Your score right now, Gold Diggers 81, Leprechauns 15. That's going to be Black Mamba at the jammer line for the Leprechauns and All of You Die for the Gold Diggers. Both jammers trying to make their way out. Black Mamba at the back of the pack. And getting around to the front of the pack is All of You Die, and Olive is your lead jammer. Mamba out the front of the pack for the Leprechauns. All of You Die finishes off her scoring pass and calls off the jam. Four points on the board for the Gold Diggers. Up to the jammer line now is Hugs and Stitches for the Gold Diggers.
And Sally Slayer out there for the Leprechauns. This is about the third time we've seen this matchup here.
Stitches quickly to the front of the pack and is your lead jammer for the Gold Diggers. Sally Slayer out about half a track behind.
Got it. White 4.
That's going to be Zippy Hippie at the jammer line for the Gold Diggers and Princess Jaws for the Leprechauns. Pack making their way down the back straightaway. Zippy Hippie closest to getting out of the pack. Now able to get the blocker up on her skates, and Zippy Hippie out of the pack, your lead jammer for the Gold Diggers.
Zippy Hippie gets to the back of the pack. Princess Jaw is still working her way through the solid wall at the front of the pack.
And that'll do it as the clock expires on the jam.
White 5.
Zippy Hippie picking up 5 points there.
Kitty Joe out there, jamming line for the Leprechauns.
And Black Eyed Please for the Gold Diggers. Both jammers hit the same spot in the pack, trying to find their way through. Kitty Joe ended up on the infield. Black Eyed Please up towards the front of the pack.
Mary up on the high side gets by Bonnie Banshee, and Pretty Hurt Machine gets out. Lead jammer. Still 30 seconds left in this jam.
Left jammer.
Mary finishes scoring pass, gets out. Still time enough to come around. The pack is stalled out here in turn 4.
Second scoring pass.
Kitty Joe able to get out though. And the time runs out on that jam.
White 8.
So we're taking a look at the penalty situation, and we have Black Eyed Please in the penalty box. That's going to be a power jam for the Leprechauns, the team in black and green. Black Mamba on the jammer line for the Leprechauns.
Got a power jam. Or, yeah.
Black Mamba goes mid-pack. Those blockers are equal to the task, though, and they've routed her to the rail. Now weaving her way through again, quickly to the front of the pack, and Black Mamba clearing an active scorer for the Leprechauns on the power jam. Black Mamba able to dodge a block from All of You Die during the scoring pass. 23 seconds left on the power jam. Black Mamba coming around for her second scoring attempt. Weaving her way through the pack, quickly to the front. Got one blocker to deal with and gets by her to finish off the scoring pass. 5 seconds left. Probably not enough time to finish, get around to the pack again, but she'll wait for the clock to expire. And a very successful power jam for Black Mamba and the Leprechauns. 10 points for the Leprechauns. Hugs and Stitches to the jammer line for the Gold Diggers. The Leprechauns jammer is Killer Kyle. Stitches quickly to the front of the pack and is your lead jammer for the Gold Diggers.
Hard to figure that out.
Killer Kyle now able to stay on her skates riding along the coping in the turn and gets out of the pack as well with Hugs and Stitches mid-pack on a scoring attempt.
Here comes Princess Jaws out there for the Leprechauns.
And your Gold Diggers jammer is Pinky Die. Big collision, several skaters down there in the entrance to the turn, and that frees up both jammers now for a jammer race to the front of the pack. Princess Jaws and Pinky Die are out, and Pinky Die goes ahead and calls it off, getting a look across at the pack and the way things were shaping up.
I see Pretty Hurt Machine out there for the first time on the jammer line for the Leprechauns.
Gold Diggers jammer is Hugs and Stitches.
Leprechauns trying all sorts of different things, trying to get some points on the board, but Stitches gets out as your lead jammer. Stitches saw some daylight and never looked back.
Stitches takes a tumble, has to rush to get back up on her skates and reestablish herself on the track to call off the jam before Pretty Hurt Machine can slide in and pick up points. Pretty Hurt Machine ends up picking up a point there on the back end of the pack in the transition. And it looks like we've got a jammer penalty on Hugs and Stitches as well, so this is going to be a power jam for the Leprechauns once again.
Evil Twin out there for the Leprechauns. Evil Twin looking to put some points on the board, gets out on the low side, sneaks right by All of You Die.
The collision with a blocker at the front of the pack, and then another blocker takes a tumble to the infield as Evil Twin trying to finish off the scoring pass. Able to get by Zippy Hippie, knocks her down to her knees and finishes the scoring pass with 25 seconds to go on the Power Jam clock.
Evil Twin's got time here for a second scoring pass.
Just needs to pass the pivot.
And trying to stick her hips in front of that last blocker before the clock expired. That was Evil Twin. And she got that last point. 10 full points on the Power Jam for Evil Twin and the Leprechauns. However, Evil Twin picked up a penalty, so it's going to be a Power Jam now for the Gold Diggers. Your Gold Diggers jammer for the first time this evening is number 174, Slam Francisco. And now that I've whetted your appetite for that, we have an official timeout, so put a bookmark in it. We'll be back to the action shortly. This will be the last jam of the third quarter. The quarter clock reached 0 during the break, so we do have one jam left before the quarter break. The officials talking over some of the scoring there, making sure everything is set before we move on to the next jam. We'd like to let you know about Siphon Jaw Apothecary Shop. They're an all-natural, non-toxic, handcrafted skincare product line made by our very own Dolly de los Muertos. We want to shout out the sponsor for providing us with hand sanitizer for the entire season, keeping us safe with clean hands. Visit siphondraw.com for their incredible products or visit them at the historic Goldfield Ghost Town. All right, back to it we go. One last jam before the end of the third quarter. Once again, it's a Power Jam for the Gold Diggers, and on the jammer line is Slam Francisco.
Slam Francisco coming out of the box, gets out front real fast and early. San Francisco knocked to the infield there on turn 3, gets back onto the track and gets back out, finishes the scoring pass. Still 20 seconds left on this jam.
Collision there in the turn to end the jam as Slam Francisco and several blockers went tumbling down towards the infield. We will wait for the official score from the infield. And it's an 8-point jam for the Gold Diggers to close things out here in the third quarter. We're taking a 5-minute break. We will be right back to the action. Your score right now, Gold Diggers 114, Leprechauns 36.
All right, Derby fans, it's raffle time. Orange raffle tickets still, 786 476. Raffle ticket in orange, number 786, 476. Come on down. While we're waiting for our lucky winner, come see us for our next doubleheader night of the season on Saturday, April 9th at 6 o'clock. The theme for the night's going to be the witches versus the fairies, so wear black or blue. And we can't wait to see you here again at the Hall of Dames. And like we were saying, if you can't make it to Bout in person, no problem. We've got live stream tickets for you to watch from home. Visit our Facebook event page for those links of the week of each bout and get access to our live stream. Shout out to all of you watching on our live stream. Thank you for supporting our league from home. I'm still looking for my lucky raffle winner, number 786476. Raffle ticket number 786476. Hey folks, are you interested in being a part of our roller derby community, but hitting people isn't your thing? Our regulators are always looking for dedicated and eager minds to learn our rule set and help keep our ladies on the track safe. Our regulator team accepts all gender types, and there are various levels of officiating that go on during a roller derby bout. Come be a part of our action and help our league grow. Ask any skater or ref how to get involved.
All right, the quarter break is over. We are going to start the action here in the fourth quarter with a power jam for the Leprechauns. We had a penalty assist to the Gold Diggers jammer in the previous jam at the end of the third period. So this is Princess Jaws on the jammer line all by herself for the Leprechauns. And Princess Jaws to the front of the pack and is out and clear. Now coming around for her first scoring attempt, if they can catch up to the pack, however. Leprechauns trying to hold up the action and make sure that there's plenty of time for their jammer to get through the pack. Princess Jaws is caught up now and is looking for an opening, keeps getting blocked by Black Eyed Please. Now she's got Socks to help run some interference. And the clock expires on the power jam while Princess Jaws was mid-pack. We will wait for the official word from the ground on the amount of points she scored. 5 points. Princess Jaws got all 5 points on that scoring pass. Got past each skater at least once. That's all you've got to do. Picked up 5 points for the Leprechauns. But she also picked up a penalty, so it's going to be a power jam for Hugs and Stitches. Leprechauns looking to build on their lead here with 8:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Well, here comes Hoover Slam with her hands up. She doesn't want to get run over. Official timeout. So an official timeout to track down. We had a couple of Leprechauns parked in the penalty box there, so they're going to go over the penalties and make sure everything was correctly assessed before we proceed with the power jam for the Gold Diggers.
Are you someone between the ages of 10 to 17 who loves to skate? Our minor assaults are looking for new skaters to join their team. Our coaches not only teach technique and knowledge of the sport, but they also help build leadership, teamwork, and problem-solving skills that will help in life situations far beyond roller derby. Minor skating skills and a dedication to learn and a positive mental attitude are all that we require. Come see what the fun is all about. Ask any derby dame how to get involved.
Back to the action we go, and we still have a power jam on our hands. Hugs and Stitches on the jammer line by herself for the Gold Diggers. One of our longtime minor assaults. Quickly moving pack, and Hugs and Stitches able to sneak behind Pretty Hurt Machine while her head was turned and whiz by along the inside to get clear of the pack quickly. Very small pack out there. Again, a lot of penalties assessed in the previous jam. There's 3 Leprechauns in the penalty box. Hugs and Stitches, oh, big collision with Pretty Hurt Machine there along the front straightaway, but Hugs and Stitches gets up, stays on the track, finishes off the scoring pass. Assisted through that pack with a couple of her blockers. 12 seconds left on the clock, and Stitches is going to try and come around for a third scoring pass. Third scoring pass completed for Hugs and Stitches. Score is flashed up here from the infield. 15-point power jam for Hugs and Stitches and the Gold Diggers.
I see Black Mamba out there for the Leprechauns.
It's going to be yet another power. No, it's not. Wow, I started to get all cranked up for that, and then I had to just tone it down. Black Mamba for the Leprechauns once again, and that is Pinky Dye jamming for the Gold Diggers. And Black Mamba quickly out of the pack. trying to race her way around this oval, trying to get back to the pack. Pinky Dye out of the pack for the Gold Diggers. Black Mamba catches up to the pack in the back straightaway. Gets escorted off onto the infield by a blocker.
Mamba working her way up to the front there. Taken to the infield by Dolly Spartan.
And we've got a jammer change, lead jammer change. That's Pinky Dye out there now for the Gold Diggers and is your lead jammer with Black Mamba finishing off a pass of the pack. Pinky Dye calls it off. Black Mamba had been bumped off onto the infield and had to watch helplessly as Pinky Dye slid by, scoring points and taking away lead jammer. 5 points for both sides.
Out there on the jammer line for the first time tonight, that's Taylor Terror for the Leprechauns.
Jamming for the Gold Diggers is Zippy Hippie. Taylor Terra to the front of the pack, knocked down. Gets back up and reestablishes now behind a couple of Gold Digger blockers. Zippy Hippie shakes clear. Both jammers clear at the same time. Zippy Hippie, your nominal leader. Taylor Terra along the inside takes the lead going down the front straightaway. Zippy Hippie trying to reach out and block her, and Taylor Terra now your clear lead jammer. Catching up to the pack on a scoring pass with Zippy Hippie half a track behind. Taylor Terror mid-pack calls it off before Zippy Hippie can get any points. On the jammer line for the Leprechauns for the first time tonight, that's Socks, your team captain.
Slam Francisco back out there for the Gold Diggers. And here we go. San Francisco knocked to the infield on the low side. Sox tried the high side, falls down to the middle and ends up getting knocked off the infield as well. Both jammers working their way through the middle of the pack right now. San Francisco gets out to the front and is your lead jammer. San Francisco takes the lead as Sox is knocked to the infield in turn 3. Sox escorted to the infield by Nikki Badass, but stays on her skates and gets back up there. San Francisco working on a scoring pass now, trying the high side.
There's Sox emerging out the front of the pack. So Sox will try to limit this to one scoring attempt for Slam Francisco, who is resetting from the back of the pack, and just like that gets through the pack. Just as the clock expires.
From the jammer not being, okay, got it. 4. White 4. No pass, no play. Got
Black Mamba back out there for the Leprechauns.
Zippy Hippie for the Gold Diggers.
Derby fans, our 50-50 raffle's already at $100. Get yourself a little 50-50 raffle ticket.
Black Mamba playing some aggressive jammer defense there at the outset, knocking Zippy Hippie to the infield and then springing off her to get through the pack. Your lead jammer for the Leprechauns. Zippy Hippie shakes clear as well.
Mamba definitively calling off that jam.
2 points for the Leprechauns there. Leprechauns are going to send Killer Kyle to the jammer line.
That's Hugs and Stitches. Stitches back out there to jam for the Gold Diggers. Gold Diggers trying to get their defense in order. Stitches dives for the bottom and gets right out, untouched.
Stitches now takes a tumble there. Taylor Terror with a full body block heading down to the track. Stitches trying to get up into the pack and calls off the jam.
White 4.
It's Black Eyed Please out there. It's going to skate the jam for the Gold Diggers.
And it's going to be a power jam for the Gold Diggers. Had a jammer for a second, but the penalties filtering in from the far reaches of the rink.
All right, I got a power jam.
Black Eyed Please working away to the front of the pack. Gets by Bon Bon and is out as your lead jammer. Black Eyed Please worked away to the front of the pack. And through the pack.
And Black Eyed Please calling off the action there. 5 points on the jam for her. And in what will be our last jam of regulation, we've got Zippy Hippie on the jammer line for the Gold Diggers.
That's Sally Slayer out there for the Leprechauns.
Zippy Hippie along the inside of the track, able to go right to the front. Sally Slayer dispensing with the blocker and shakes clear as well. Zippy Hippie completes the scoring pass. Sally Slayer does as well. Zippy Hippie now going to try to catch up to the pack and get another one in. And Zippy Hippie calls it off. Eight points on the jam for Zippy Hippie. 4 points on the jam for the Leprechauns. Regulators getting together to discuss the penalty situation, and we'll see if we have any penalty jams or not. Stepping out as our head referee, that's going to mean there's no penalty jams. And with that whistle, with that whistle, it's official. Your winners with a score of 155-55 are the team in white and gold, the Gold Diggers. And now the Leprechauns taking their lap as well. Hard-fought bout. Found themselves down early and behind from the outset, but never threw in the towel. All right, fans, we will step aside for 1/2 hour. We'll be back with you in 30 minutes with